Have you ever caught yourself wondering if you still got it? Maybe you look in the mirror and see the gray hair, the lines around your eyes, and think your best days are behind you. I'm here to tell you that couldn't be further from the truth. As we age, something powerful happens that most men don't recognize. We develop qualities that are far more attractive than a young face ever was. Confidence that's been earned, not faked. Wisdom that comes from actually living life. A presence that doesn't need to announce itself. But here's the problem. Society is so obsessed with youth that older men often can't see their own value. You miss the signs that you're turning heads. You brush off the attention. You assume she's just being polite or he's just being friendly. Today, I'm going to show you 10 undeniable signs that you're a good-looking older man, whether or not you realize it. Some of these might surprise you. Others might make you think, wait, that happened to me last week. And by the end, you'll have a completely different perspective on your own appeal. Before we dive in, do me a favor. If you're curious to discover something about yourself you might be missing, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time, because this channel is dedicated to helping men like you recognize and own your worth. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. Younger women seek your company. Here's something subtle but powerful. When younger women actively choose to be around you, not because they have to, but because they genuinely enjoy your presence. Watch for these moments. A younger colleague who could sit anywhere in the meeting chooses the seat next to you. A friend's daughter who asks you specifically for career advice, even though her own father is successful. The barista who remembers your order and lights up when you walk in. This isn't about romantic interest, though that can be part of it. It's about something deeper, the magnetic pull of a man who's comfortable in his own skin. Younger women are drawn to this because it's so rare in men their own age. What makes you different? You're not performing. You're not trying to impress anyone with loud displays or validation-seeking behavior. You've reached a stage where you simply are, and that authenticity is intoxicating. Think about it. Younger men are often still finding themselves, still chasing approval, still proving their worth. You've already done that work. Your confidence isn't loud, it's quiet and unshakable. You listen more than you speak. You ask thoughtful questions. You make people feel seen without even trying. When a younger woman feels comfortable enough to share her dreams, her fears, or her frustrations with you, that's not random. She senses something in you, wisdom, stability, genuine interest that makes her feel safe and valued. If you've noticed this pattern in your life, don't brush it off. It's a clear signal that your presence has weight, and that kind of gravitational pull only grows with time. Sign number 2. Your grooming gets noticed. When people compliment your appearance, your cologne, your haircut, the way you dress, they're telling you something important. You've mastered the art of self-presentation. And here's the truth. Most men don't put in this effort. They wear what's comfortable. They skip the details. They think grooming doesn't matter at their age. But you understand that how you present yourself is an extension of who you are. Maybe you've developed a signature scent, something subtle but memorable that people associate you with. Perhaps you found a barber who understands exactly how to cut your hair to complement your features. Or you've built a wardrobe of tailored classics that always make you look put together, even on casual days. These aren't vanity moves, they're statements of self-respect. When you take the time to groom yourself well, you're saying, I value myself. I care about the impression I make. I'm not giving up on myself just because I'm older. Women notice this. They notice the man who smells fresh and inviting. They notice the well-trimmed beard, the clean nails, the shoes that aren't scuffed. They notice the jacket that fits perfectly, the watch that's understated but elegant, the belt that matches the shoes. More importantly, they notice the confidence that comes with knowing you look good. It changes how you walk into a room, how you hold yourself, how you engage with others. If people are complimenting your style and grooming, it means you're standing out in a sea of men who've let themselves go. That's not arrogance, that's reality. And in the marketplace of attraction, that attention to detail makes you rare and desirable. If this sign resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up right now. Your support helps more men discover these truths. Sign number 3. Women hold your gaze. Eye contact is one of the most honest forms of communication, and when a woman holds your gaze, especially longer than feels casual, something significant is happening. Maybe you're at the grocery store and you catch a woman's eye across the produce section. Instead of looking away immediately, she holds it for a beat. 2, 3. Or you're at a coffee shop and when you glance up, there's a woman looking at you with a slight smile and she doesn't break contact even when you notice. This isn't an accident. Prolonged eye contact takes intention. It's vulnerable. It signals interest, curiosity, or admiration. And what makes this sign even more powerful is the context. If you're at the gym mid-set and you see someone watching you with focused attention, they're not just looking, they're appreciating. If you're in a bookstore browsing and a woman catches your eye and doesn't immediately turn away, she's inviting connection. And here's what you might not realize. Women are selective about where they direct their attention. If a woman is making prolonged eye contact with you, it's because something about you caught her interest. Your demeanor, your posture, the way you carry yourself, it all communicates before you even speak. The lingering look often comes with other subtle cues, a slight smile, a tuck of hair behind the ear, an almost imperceptible lean in your direction. These are unconscious signals that broadcast attraction. For older men, this sign can feel unexpected. You might think, is she really looking at me? The answer is yes, and the reason is simple. You've cultivated qualities, confidence, presence, self-assurance that are immediately visible even from across the room. So the next time you catch a woman's eyes and she doesn't look away, don't second guess it. Acknowledge it. Smile. You might be surprised where that moment leads. Sign number 4. People laugh at your humor. Laughter is one of the purest indicators of connection, and when people genuinely laugh at your jokes, not polite chuckles, but real, authentic laughter, it reveals something deeper about your appeal. Here's what's happening. Humor requires intelligence, timing, and emotional awareness. When you make someone laugh, you're showing all 3. You're demonstrating that you understand human nature, that you can read a room, and that you're comfortable enough to be playful. For older men, humor becomes even more powerful because it's often rooted in life experience. You've seen enough to know what's actually funny, not forced, not try-hard, just effortlessly witty or cleverly observant. Think about the times you've made a dry comment that had the whole table laughing, or a quick one-liner that caught someone off guard in the best way. That's not luck, that's skill. And people gravitate towards men who can lighten the mood without being the class clown. Here's the deeper truth. When women laugh at your jokes, they're also signaling comfort and enjoyment of your company. Laughter is intimate. It breaks down barriers. It creates shared moments. And in those moments, attraction can quietly take root. So if you notice that women laugh a little harder at your humor than the situation warrants, they might repeat your jokes to others or reference them later. These are signs that your humor has made an impression, and by extension, you've made an impression. Even if your jokes are corny, even if they're dad-level puns, if people are laughing, it's because they enjoy the energy you bring. Humor is a window into your personality, and when people like what they see through that window, it's a strong sign of your appeal. If this sign resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up right now. Your support helps more men discover these truths. Sign number 5. Strangers are drawn to you. This one is powerful and often overlooked. Strangers go out of their way to interact with you in positive ways. You're in line at the coffee shop and the person behind you strikes up a conversation out of nowhere. You're walking your dog and someone crosses the street just to ask about the breed. You're in an airport lounge and a stranger asks if they can sit next to you even though there are other seats available. These moments aren't random. People are instinctively drawn to individuals who radiate approachability, warmth, and confidence. And as an older man, you've likely cultivated these qualities without even realizing it. Here's why this happens. You've lived long enough to develop presence. You're not awkward or unsure of yourself like younger men often are. You don't give off nervous energy or desperation. Instead, you exude calm. You seem like someone safe, interesting, and worth knowing. Think about the last time a stranger smiled at you for no reason, or when someone offered to help you without being asked, or when a waiter or store clerk went above and beyond in their service. These are all forms of social magnetism. And here's the deeper layer. When people feel good around you, they often don't know why. They just know they want to be near you. That's the hallmark of charisma. It's invisible but undeniable. If you've ever walked into a room and noticed people naturally gravitating toward you, or if strangers seem unusually friendly and helpful, take note. This is one of the clearest signs that your energy and presence are working in your favor. The world responds to confident, grounded men. And if strangers are actively seeking connection with you, it means you're broadcasting that energy loud and clear. Sign number 6, you have a signature presence. This is about more than just your clothes or cologne. It's about the complete package you present to the world. You've developed a signature, a recognizable style, scent, or energy that people associate exclusively with you. Maybe people know you as the guy with the great watches, or the one who always smells amazing, or the man who wears those perfectly tailored blazers. Whatever it is, you've created a brand for yourself, intentionally or not. This matters because it shows that you've put thought into how you show up in the world. You're not generic. You're not invisible. You've carved out a distinct identity that people remember. For example, you walk into a room and people recognize your cologne before they see you. Someone mentions your name and their first thought is the sharp way you dress. A mutual friend describes you and they say something like, "You'll know him when you see him. He's got that classic style." This kind of distinctiveness is magnetic. In a world where most people blend into the background, standing out in the right way makes you unforgettable. And here's the key. This isn't about being flashy or attention-seeking. It's about consistency and intentionality. It's about knowing what works for you and leaning into it with confidence. Women are especially attuned to these details. They notice the man who always smells incredible, who dresses with care, who has a certain elegance in how he carries himself. These aren't superficial observations. They're assessments of character. A man who takes pride in his appearance is often someone who takes pride in other areas of his life too. If people can describe something signature about you, your scent, your style, your presence, it means you've made a lasting impression, and lasting impressions are the foundation of lasting attraction. Sign number 7, younger men look up to you. Respect is a form of attraction, and when younger men actively seek your approval, advice, or mentorship, it's a powerful sign of your status and appeal. Here's what this looks like in real life. A younger colleague asks to grab coffee and pick your brain about navigating his career. Your neighbor's son asks if you can teach him how to work on cars or invest money. A younger guy at the gym asks about your workout routine or diet. These aren't casual requests. They're admissions of respect. Younger men see something in you they aspire to, your confidence, your competence, your composure, and they want to learn from it. And here's why this matters for your attractiveness. Women are watching. They notice how other men treat you. When they see younger men deferring to you, seeking your guidance, or trying to emulate your style, it elevates your perceived value. This is social proof in action. If other men respect you, women instinctively perceive you as high status. It's an evolutionary response. A man who commands respect from his peers is likely someone capable, reliable, and worth knowing. You might not think about this consciously, but the way younger men interact with you sends a signal. Are they eager to be around you? Do they listen when you speak? Do they treat you as a mentor or role model? If the answer is yes, it means you've built something intangible but invaluable, credibility and authority. And those qualities are deeply attractive, not just to younger men seeking guidance, but to women who recognize a man of substance. Are you still with me? If so, type respect in the comments to let me know you're tuned in and finding value here. Sign number 8, people seek your advice and perspective. As you age, you accumulate something younger men don't, wisdom. And when people, especially women, regularly come to you for guidance, opinions, or a listening ear, it's a sign they trust you and value you. This shows up in subtle ways. A coworker asks what you think about a tough decision they're facing. A friend calls when they need perspective on a relationship issue. Someone at a social gathering pulls you aside because they want your take on something important. These requests aren't random. They're choosing you because they perceive you as someone with clarity, experience, and judgment. And here's what's powerful about this. Being sought out for advice positions you as a leader, and leadership, quiet, confident, grounded leadership, is one of the most attractive traits a man can possess. Women are especially drawn to men they can learn from, men who offer perspective without being condescending, men who listen deeply and respond thoughtfully. If you're that person, it means you've cultivated emotional intelligence and maturity, qualities that only deepen with age. There's also an emotional vulnerability exchange happening here. When someone asks for your advice, they're trusting you with something personal. And when you respond with empathy and insight, you're creating connection. That connection is the foundation of attraction. So if you find that people, especially women, are opening up to you, sharing their struggles, asking for your thoughts, it's not just because you're a good listener, it's because you've become someone they admire and feel safe with. And that kind of trust is incredibly magnetic. Sign number 9, you're remembered long after you leave. This is one of the telling signs of all. You leave an impression that lasts far beyond the moment. Maybe you run into someone you met briefly months ago and they remember specific details from your conversation, or a friend mentions that someone asked about you at a party, or you did a message out of the blue from someone saying they were thinking about you. This isn't luck, this is the result of presence, authenticity, and charisma. When you interact with people in a way that's genuine and engaged, they remember you. You become someone who sticks in their mind, someone they think about later and wonder, I should reach out to him. Here's why this matters. In a world of shallow interactions and half-present conversations, being fully there with someone is rare. And when you give people your full attention, when you listen, ask thoughtful questions, and engage meaningfully, it creates an experience they carry with them. Women especially notice this. If you're someone who makes them feel heard, valued, and interesting, they'll remember you. They'll compare other men to you. They'll think, why can't more guys be like him? And it's not just romantic context. Even in professional or social settings, being the person people remember fondly is a sign of magnetic appeal. It means you've touched their lives in a way most people don't. The next time someone lights up when they see you again or mentions something you said weeks ago, recognize it for what it is, proof that your impact lingers. You're not forgettable. You're the kind of man who leaves a mark, and that's one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. Sign number 10, your confidence is quiet but undeniable. The final sign, and perhaps the most important, is that your confidence doesn't need to be loud because it's deeply rooted. You don't brag, you don't seek validation, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You simply show up as you are, comfortable in your skin, and let your presence speak for itself. This is the confidence that comes from knowing who you are, what you've been through, and what you're capable of. It's not arrogance, it's self-assurance, and it's incredibly attractive. Women can sense this immediately. They can tell the difference between a man who's performing confidence and a man who actually has it. The former is exhausting, the latter is magnetic. Think about how you move through the world. Do you second-guess yourself constantly, or do you trust your decisions? Do you need constant reassurance, or are you secure in your choices? Do you shrink in the face of challenges, or do you meet them head-on with calm determination? If you lean toward the latter, it's because you've developed something age gives you: perspective. You've seen enough to know that most problems are manageable, most criticism is noise, and most opinions don't matter. And when you carry yourself with that kind of groundedness, people notice it, they feel it, they're drawn to it. Because in a world of insecurity and noise, a man who is quietly, unshakably confident is a rare and beautiful thing. If you've reached this point in your life, you're not just aging, you're becoming. You're becoming the kind of man people gravitate toward, respect, and remember. And that's the ultimate sign of timeless appeal. So there you have it. 10 undeniable signs that you're a good-looking older man, whether or not you've been seeing yourself clearly. If even a few of these signs resonated with you, here's what I want you to know. Your attractiveness isn't fading, it's evolving. The qualities that make you appealing now, wisdom, confidence, authenticity, presence, are the very things that deepen and strengthen with time. Don't let society's obsession with youth make you doubt your worth. You're in your prime. And if you carry yourself with the awareness and intention these signs reveal, there's no limit to the impact you can have. Now it's your turn. Which of these 10 signs did you relate to most? Drop a number in the comments and let me know which one hit home. I read every single comment, and your feedback shapes future content. If this video gave you a new perspective or a boost of confidence, do me a favor, share it with another man who needs to hear this. Your support helps this message reach more people who can benefit from it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Every week, I create content designed to empower, elevate, and celebrate men like you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for investing in yourself. And remember, your best years aren't behind you, they're right now. See you in the next video.